Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree every season welcome sign. We're going to use the back of this beware sign. Now I'm not going to ruin the beware sign. I'm still going to keep that for Halloween. But you could use this any sign in any size. I'll show you in a minute. We're also going to use this welcome sign. I was gifted it from Target. It's wood. It's beautiful. And then a variety of shapes and sizes from all different places of resources. I'll show you that they sell them at Hobby Lobby for pre-painted for like 37 cents. Then they also have them at Walmart, and I know that they sell them at Michael's. But you can get them plain wood, where like Walmart has them here, plain wood, and you can paint them yourself, or you can go ahead and get them pre-painted. We're also going to use a sawtooth hanger. This is one of the boxed arts from the Dollar Tree. Just going to take the little sawtooth hanger off the back. We're going to use some paper clips. I know, outside of the box thinking here, people, paper clips. And then whatever variety paints. If you don't get your pieces pre-painted, you want paint, and of course hot glue. Like I was saying, if you don't get your pieces pre-painted, then you can go ahead and add your personal touch to it, which I really like. So while I paint the back of this with white chalk paint by Plaid, this is the folk art Plaid chalk paint that was gifted to me. I will tell you, I chose this sign to mimic all of those great welcome signs that they've been selling forever and ever and ever, and people making them out of pallet art and all these things. But I really was contemplating making a smaller one with the wooden letters from the Dollar Tree, or a medium-sized one with the black sticker letters from the Dollar Tree, and a variety of different shapes and sizes. And I'll show you, we're going to use some fun foam shapes that they already have pre-made at the Dollar Tree. We're going to have some wooden things. We're even going to repurpose some wood. It was one of those little Dollar Tree craft projects that was supposed to be like a little treasure chest. We're even going to repurpose some of that wood. So really, you're only limited to your imagination. We're going to actually even take a styrofoam pumpkin. We're going to cut it in half, so you'll see that in a minute. So what I decided to do is to fill the holes in this welcome sign with hot glue. It worked mostly. I ended up breaking a little bit off the E, and I had to fix it because I didn't move them off of the plastic thing fast enough, and I ended up breaking a piece off. But my suggestion really would be to put a piece of scotch tape behind the hole first, and then you can fill it in with hot glue. I kind of skipped that step. Not intentionally, just like, oops, I forgot to put the tape back there. But this is just to fill the holes in the sign. Like I said, this sign was gifted to me. It's made out of a really, really, really thin Luan, like a really thin plywood, and it's really fragile. But I was thinking the Dollar Tree, when I was there the other day, had a welcome sign that's about this side, and it was paper welcome on a paper banner that you could peel off and you could paint. Or you could use the stickers, like I said, and use a different size sign. Really, the possibilities are limited only to your imagination. Now, I do wish these letters were a little shorter, because I would have liked to have put it vertical instead of horizontal, but they're thinner than they are wide, so it fit horizontally, and that's just what I did. Okay, and now I'm just painting them all with some black craft paint. I wanted black letters, of course. Do what works for you. This sign would have been probably a little better if it was a wood tone with like white letters, perhaps, because some of our shapes, like the snowflake and the seashell, have a white background, and I whitewashed the wood, and you kind of lose them a little bit, like from far away, so you have to go up close to see. Otherwise, it just looks like there's an O missing. But you'll see that when we get to that. Now I've just taken some of the paint left over on a wet paintbrush, and I've just spread some little bit of paint on the ends, and then I've taken it sideways and I've just faked where lines would be, and I'm wiping it right off. Of course, I'm wiping it in the direction that I'm painting it so I don't make a mess, but basically I'm just sort of just adding some knots and dimension to the background. Okay, now we're going to set them off to dry. Actually, I didn't. I glued them wet. But to be honest with you, chalk paint does dry really fast. But what I did first was I put the W all the way to the left, and I put the last E all the way to the right. And I did dry fit these before I painted it or stepped any further, which I highly recommend you do. Whatever size or stickers you use, or words you use, or letters you use. But I did want to show you how you can space it out first. And it is a little forgiving because you kind of need like a little bit bigger of a space for the O to fit all of the different pieces in there. And you'll see once I actually have the letters glued down, I'm going to take really essentially what is the largest shape, and I'm going to make sure it fits in there before I go any further, okay? And I'm just eyeballing the spacing, but you can always, if you want to, put any kind of spacer down on the bottom to keep a straight line. I wasn't too concerned about it because the way I painted unevenly was going to give the illusion of straightness either way. Okay? And now the shapes. So I knew I wanted an American flag. I was going to make a small chalkboard for back to school, but I ran out of time. No, honestly, what it was is I couldn't find the chalkboards from the Dollar Tree. So I said I don't have time to make a chalkboard paint. So let me just go ahead and use the shapes that I have. And some of the shapes I have I was gifted, but most I got from the Dollar Tree, or I tried to use from Dollar Tree products. It was really weird. I did not have a shamrock in my entire craft space, which was so bizarre to me. And I never really had a turkey, but I think that come this season, I will go ahead and I will pick up a turkey for this. But that's what's great about it. You could start off with whatever season's in session. Like right now, there's these cute little headbands that have little American flags on them. They'd be so cute to just take one of them off and put a little paper clip on the back to make this. And so on and so forth. There's little metal wind chimes that you could use that are shaped like the sun. But you can see this sun here. I took a Dollar Tree round circle shape, and I took the popsicle sticks and I cut them into like the sun rays. You can really be creative with it. And you could just play with whatever they have. It would look really cute with one of those little tiny metal birdhouses that are on like the little windmill thing. So I'm going to go, the next time I go to the Dollar Tree, I'm going to look for some more different shapes, maybe to inspire. I also forgot to make a birthday present, which is so weird. It was on my list, and I don't know, I just skipped right over it. But I was going to use one of the pieces left over from that little treasure chest and one of the sides, and I was going to use that to make a birthday present. Just for when it's somebody's birthday, you can go ahead and put it on there. Okay? Balloons would be cute. Really, the possibilities are endless, and depending on your style and your family and the needs you may have, okay? So I'm just doing my best painting jobs. American flags, probably the easiest that people are the most intimidated of. You want to put a blue square. It's a little longer. If you're looking at the American flag, it's a little longer than half, and a little less than half width-wise. And then that wherever you make the bottom of the blue square, continue that with a red line. It's basically 7 reds, 6 whites, in case you don't know. It's 50 stars, but you don't really have the space here to make 50 stars, so I just started using the back of my paintbrush. I dipped it into a little bit of white, and I just went like tap, 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 and made the illusion of stars. But if you want to take the time and count out your 50 stars and make your spaces and stuff, I'm okay with that. I added some accents just to make it look a little bit nicer. While I had wet paint, I went ahead and I made pink bunny ears and a pink bunny nose, and I decorated the egg, and so on and so forth. So I want you guys to go ahead and, personalize yours. Do what you like, basically what will look good in your eyes. That's what you will look good to you, that sounds dumb. That just sounded the stupidest thing I think I've said all day. Basically, do what you like. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Let's see. Oh, making brown. So I had blue, yellow, red. When you mix all 3 primary colors together, it makes brown. I wanted to make a brown wagon wheel. Yes, I could have pulled up any of the paint, but I wanted to just stick with these Dollar Tree acrylic paints. At first, I didn't really care for them, but I think they're okay for this application. And then once I took the brown, I went ahead and I highlighted my leaf. Now, as far as the snowflakes are concerned, these are right out of the foam pack. I glued 2 layers together. When I get to my jack-o'-lantern, I'm going to glue 3 layers together, just to give it a little bit more substance, okay? Now, you could use the glittery snowflakes that are in the package or the white ones, whichever. Now, that's one of the little Dollar Tree pumpkins that came off of a stem, and I went ahead and I cut it in half, making sure I left a little less than half, making sure I left the stem on as well. And now I wanted to make the leaf, give the leaf a little bit more presence. So what I did was I took some Dollar Tree leaves, another maple one, and I just nested it behind it, glued it, and paired it up. So I just thought it would look really cute that way, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And now we're going to take off the sawtooth hanger off of the wherever piece of box art you're going to do. And now you kind of like take this opportunity to make sure all of your things fit, and where you want to hang your sawtooth hanger is going to depend on the height of all of your pieces. So you want to make sure that you kind of have it in the middle. Everything's going to fit. Nothing's going to be in the way. I did come into a problem with my ship's wheel, and I'll show you how we resolve that in a minute. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to put a little glue on the sawtooth hanger, screw it right into that area. I didn't put the screws in all the way. That's why I wanted the glue as well, because I want to use this beware sign and I didn't want it to come through the back. They're not really that deep, but I didn't want to take a chance. And now we're just going to take the paper clips. We're going to open them, and then we're going to determine if it's big enough to put the big piece of paper clip back there. And we're going to use the paper clips to slide into the sawtooth hanger, and that's how you're going to change out your pieces. It's going to be really sturdy in the wind. It's going to be really strong hold, and plus this won't take up a lot of room if you want to just store all the pieces. Okay? So we're just going to do this with everything. I tested each one to see where exactly the sawtooth hanger would land on that object. And glued in the paper clip accordingly, okay? Some took small paper clips, some took big. I ended up taking my bunny and my egg and I glued them together just to make a bigger piece, kind of like I did with the 2 leaves. And then I also took my flower that I got from the Dollar Tree. Because it was a 5 blossom flower, I went ahead and I painted another one and offset it so it gave it a little bit more dimension. Now, for the ship's wheel, there was not really any place to glue the paper clip without being noticed. So what I decided to do is I took that really wide craft stick and I painted it to look like the background. I took white chalk paint and I took that black sponge with the straight line and I made it across there. And then I glued it across the back of the the ship's wheel. But what I should have done was actually made it the other direction so that it hides the paper clip, but I didn't think that way at the time. So what I suggest is if you're going to use the ship's wheel, paint the popsicle stick like it's going to go vertical and not horizontal, and then you can hide the paper clip. Okay, but once it's on there you can't notice it anyway. Okay, so then I just doubled up my flower. Again, I wanted to give it some dimension. Probably should have painted those second layers of petals a little bit different, but then I decided to add some silk leaves just to give that a little pop off of the white. And then I added a little bit of shading to the snowflake, also hoping to give it a little pop off of the whitewashed background. Okay, and all of these are options. You don't have to do any of them, honest to goodness. The pumpkin, I probably would have picked a bigger pumpkin if I would have had it, because again, I just want a little bit more of a presence. And with the jack-o'-lantern, I actually had punched holes in these for a previous project a few years ago, so I layered them to hide the hole. And if I was smart, I would have not picked the one with the printing on it on the bottom, so I could have had the opportunity to turn it around if I want to. So now this is how you hang it. I'm trying to do this and shoot film at the same time. I'm sorry. But basically you just take whatever the little paper clip is back there, you hook it onto the sawtooth hanger, and then you can adjust the bend in it as you wish. And that's it. While all of the samples run by, I would just like to thank you all for joining me tonight, and hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, just go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in making one of these for their home or as a gift. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And I will be putting this on my baker's rack on my front porch. But if you need to add a hanger to it, if you're not going to use the beware sign anymore and you need to add a hanger, go ahead, sawtooth hangers or ropes, either one of them will work. And as always, you guys take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!